we had a backdrop.
Dude, that'd be so wild.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Next Success. I'm Adam Bastian.
I'm Skylar Beitendorp.
Oh, snap. Today we're going to talk about, does money equal success?
Sure are.
Yeah.
This topic was given to us by Garrett Cosgrove. He's a cool guy that I've known for years and years, since I was 16, 17. I can't remember when, but known for a long time. Cool guy. He's kind of an entrepreneur. No, he is an entrepreneur. And I'm pretty sure he's fully self-employed. I'm not totally sure, but go check out Garrett. Awesome guy. He does photography. He handyman stuff. He does a lot of different things. So, but yeah, does money equal success?
I thought a lot about this the past few days. Yeah. And one thing I thought about was I guess it all kind of boils down to what does success mean to you personally?
Yep.
So to some people, money is success, but to some other people, it's not. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I think money is super important. You need money in today's world to live and to survive. But if that's all you're going for, I feel like you're kind of missing the mark. I feel like I would be missing the mark if I was just going for money.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about that, and I was like, why am I thinking about this? Why do I think that? And then I thought about, it was when you die, money doesn't remember your name. It moves in with somebody else. And then it lives for them, right? But when you die, people remember your name. And I just thought that was interesting. I was like,
I like that.
Money doesn't remember my name when I die, but people do.
Not at all.
And so I'm to me, success is more about the people you touch and the people you change and influence rather than the money you make. But the money does help.
Yeah, I think there's just the basic needs we need as human beings. And if you're making only a few $1,000s a year, you can't really provide yourself with food, shelter. Those are the two most basic things you need to live. So I think, and I saw studies and statistics done. I was looking at it earlier today, and people that make around a couple $1,000s can't really provide those basic needs. Aren't that happy because they're so stressed they don't have the basic needs to even sometimes to even progress.
Well, you're always working at that point.
Yeah, you're all, or you're not working. I don't know.
At that point, I think you're living to work.
Right. Yeah. But then they went and looked at people who were making $50,000 a year, and they were significantly happier because they were able to provide themselves with all these things. But then they looked at the people who were making $50 million a year, and the happiness, if you look at a scale 5,000, it greatly went up for the people that had 50,000, but then the 50 million people, it only went up a little bit.
Really?
The happiness level kind of stayed the same because it's the same hamburger. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's the same hamburger. It's not the same cars, not the same houses, but those aren't what bring happiness. But I guess does money equal success? Not does money equal happiness, but I think success to me is happiness.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think everyone needs to define success for themselves and what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's success in money. There's success in relationships. There's success in your physical health and fitness in every area.
So it's how would you define success? What's your definition for that? For you personally?
For me personally, success to me means, because I think, kind of I was saying, there's success in every area. When I have success in all those areas, to me, that's successful. If I have happy, healthy relationships and I'm able to hang out with friends and go do things with friends and family, people I care about, and I'm adding to their lives, there's success in that area. Does money equal success? So if I have enough money to provide my own needs and to explore new things and learn new things, and to be able to give, like have an abundance, because like you can't really help the poor if you're poor, because you're like in a hole that you can't really. You're busy building yourself up, so you can't really help someone else without it hurting you in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So to me, having an abundance of money, and it's not necessarily a dollar amount. I've said for a long time, I want to become a millionaire one day, because I know the kind of person I need to grow into to be able to achieve that. It's not necessarily because I think the money will bring me happiness. And then,
So you say it's less of the dollar amount and more of like the personal value or like
what
growth of
yeah,
it?
like what I have to do to be able to achieve that.
Like the character
the character,
of
the
the person?
work ethic, the mindset, the habits, the knowledge I have to gain to be able to achieve that.
That's true. I mean, you look at people who are millionaires and do
Mhm.
have money, they all have very similar characteristics or habits or attributes about them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of them
And
have the same habits.
now, I wouldn't say all of them are good. I
Yeah.
would say some of them are pretty, it's toxic habits.
Yeah.
They can cause problems, but I think for the most part, like, there's certain habits that we can have and traits and characteristics that will set us up for that dollar amount, but that will change us, change our character as well, and make us into better people.
Mm-hmm. So to put it simply, does money equal success? I would say, I don't know. Actually, I'd say yes, to a point. After you like have enough money to be able to provide for yourself, your family, give abundantly.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's
I feel like it's kind of a gray area.
mm-hmm.
Like, I guess if someone asked you that, it's like, I feel like our brain is kind of pre-wired to answer yes or no to any question.
Right.
But I feel like this is a gray area. Like, there's no right or wrong answer. To some people it is, to some people it's not. But I think for me personally, it's in the middle. I think it sounds like that's what it is for you too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I want in my life to have, and like what you said, kind of verbatim, an abundance of money. I haven't put a single dollar amount on it,
Yeah.
but I want to have enough to provide for myself, my family, my whatever, and not be struggling, but then have excess to do things that I like and to help out when I can, and not feel a strain or stress of not being able to do that.
Yeah.
So,
So I think stress and like financial stress is really heavy on somebody. If you're not sure if you can pay rent or provide food for you, your family, or just take care of those basic needs, I think there's a lot of stress that comes with that. And so when you have enough money to handle the basic needs, that relieves a lot of stress.
well, I guess for instance, when I first moved to Utah, I had $1,000 when I moved,
Rad.
which is not a lot of money.
Nah.
And like, that was when I left Arizona and I started driving. That's what I had to my name.
Holy crap.
And I remember thinking I was like, okay, I have enough to get here. And I got here and I paid rent for the place I was staying. And for the first month and a half, I was worried about what I was going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had no idea, like, and I have never felt that in my life. Like, I had no idea what I was going to eat for dinner. I had no idea what I was going to eat for lunch because I had no money and I was still trying to find a job. And so I was eating canned beans,
Yeah.
Like, I was eating canned beans at the table and I would throw like cheese in there or something. And that's what I was eating. But I was pretty stressed and it was hard. And I remember thinking, I never thought I'd ever feel this way about that, like ever in my life, that I'd have to worry about what I was going to eat the next day. And it was pretty stressful up until I got a job and just had enough to pay for rent and then get food. And just having the ability to pay for food and not being worried about what I was going to eat to survive, it like you said, it relieved a whole bunch of stress from me. And I wasn't like I could worry about other things, more important things, rather than what I was going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember like where I would go on a day-to-day basis was sometimes like if they were giving out free food, like that's where I would go.
Oh yeah.
Like
Go to
if I
Costco, sneak in there,
like
eat all those samples.
if I heard that there was going to be food somewhere, I would go because I was like, that's one less meal I have to worry about.
Right.
But I eventually figured it out and I got a pretty good job and I'm doing okay. But like,
Yeah.
I guess from that little experience I had, like I learned that if you don't have enough money to pay for your means, like you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to be happy. And there's no chance in this life you'll ever be successful because you'll only be chasing those little means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, that's a cool story.
So, yeah.
Man, yeah, and that's what money does. Like, money's a tool to be able to do more with, right? Money gives you options, money gives you choices, but the thing is, you don't need, like, if your basic needs are met, I think after that point, it's your choice if that means success or if you're happy, because there are so many free things to do. Sunsets are free. And they're beautiful, and you can go on a hike somewhere and check them out.
Yeah.
Lakes.
Sunsets are so nice.
Yeah. Sunrises. So I guess what I'm saying is you got to be happy with where you're at. You got to find the successes you currently have and be happy with it. You don't necessarily need to be satisfied. Like, you can always go to that next level. But if you always are like, I'll be happy or I'll be successful when I buy this car, I'll be successful when I get this job, start this business, when I'm in that relationship, you're going to be chasing success, I think, your whole life. And you'll always feel a lack of. So I think, like, look at the basics. What do you need to survive? What do you need to be able to give and help other people? What do you like to do for fun? What do you like? How do you give back? Like, what's your, like, kind of your tithe back to the world? What do you like? Where do you spend your time to help other people? I think when you go and break it down that way, success is a lot simpler. I think the very basic, or how we're like programmed growing up, is money equals success. I feel like that's kind of what we're taught. Like, when you're successful, you drive a nice car, you have a nice house. But that doesn't actually mean success. It doesn't mean happiness. There are multimillionaires who are depressed as crap, who have terrible relationships. It doesn't mean that. But I think it can buy happiness if you spend it the right way. Spend it on people.
Yeah.
Helping people.
Have you ever talked to anybody that's like you're like, what are you studying in college? And then they'll tell you, like, well, why are you doing that? Because they make a lot of money. And I'm like, my first thought is like, do you like that though? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to do that? Like,
Right. Yeah. Most people
just for the money.
Right. Yeah. It's either just the money, or people ask that, they'll say, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to do something random. And I think that's why over 50% of people are unhappy at their jobs, unhappy with like the industry they're in. It's because they didn't really pick it. They just felt like all this pressure to go to school and to pick something and just to start. And then once you go to school and you invest so much money into your education, your career, the field you're going into, I feel like people kind of feel obligated to stay there. And then once you have a family and you have bills you got to pay, it makes it harder and harder to do what you really want to do and to branch out and try new things. Anyway, I got deep for a sec.
No, it's true. It's totally true. Once life catches up to you, sometimes you have to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So let's go over, like, how does somebody define success for themselves? Someone listening, if they're like, hey, I don't know what success means for me, what that'll look like. Like, when will I hit the point where I'm successful? How can someone define that for themselves? You have any thoughts?
I mean, I guess I can only really speak from my own experience, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't feel like I'll ever be at a point where I feel like I'm successful in my life, that I feel like I've made it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really been that way. But like looking back on things that's happened in my life, like for instance, we'll say playing tennis in high school. I played for 3 years, my sophomore to senior year. And I would say looking back, that was a success in my life playing tennis. Like I succeeded in that sport because every single year I got better. And by my senior year, I was winning almost every single game I was playing. Um, and I did really good. And compared to where I started from where I ended, there was a phenomenal change, like a phoenix from the ashes, man, like just straight up different,
That's awesome.
But it in the moment, I had no idea I was being successful, right?
Yeah.
Like I had zero idea I was being successful in the sport of tennis in high school. I had no idea. Like my senior year, my last match, I had no idea. But after it ended and being able to look back and realize that I worked really hard for those 3 years, almost every single day, to be the best person I could be, I realized I was successful after the fact, not in the fact. And I don't know. So finding success for yourself, I feel like for me is more looking back and not looking forward,
Mm-hmm.
but having an attitude of hard work, like hard work ethic and being a go-getter. And, every single day, just busting my butt to do the best that I can. Because one day I don't want to look back and realize that I didn't try and realize that I actually failed myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like you don't know if you're successful until you get to the end of like the rate. Like if you're on running a marathon, you don't
Mhm.
know if you're gonna finish until you do. Like
Mhm.
you plan on it, you're pretty sure you will. You don't know until you actually cross the line, and then you can look back and be like, the whole thing was a success because I finished, because I learned. And even if you don't finish it, I think it's all mindset. Do you choose to look at you making it halfway through as a success, or is it a failure?
Mhm.
Because the next time you go run a marathon, you're going to have that much more knowledge about it. You're going to be that much more trained and conditioned to be able to complete it. Where, in my opinion, the one that quote on, air quotes, failed at
Mhm.
was a success because it brought you to the next moment, to the next race that you did complete.
Mhm.
I think it's all mindset. Like we do get to choose if we're satisfied or if we're happy.
Oh, it's all a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's influenced by other things in
Yeah.
our life. Like if something sucky happens and bad happens, like say you get in a horrible, horrific car accident. I mean that like you can choose to be happy in that moment, but that accident greatly affects your decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like to say that didn't change your like change your outlook on life is wrong because it did. Because that's how life works. Like we're influenced by the things that happen around us. But we get to choose.
Yeah. And so I like what you said. We're greatly influenced by the things that are around us. And so I think the world teaches that money, like I said earlier, money is success because you can look at your bank account and there's a dollar amount in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is if that's your measurement for success, if money is your measurement for success, the numbers never end. You'll never be satisfied if that's like all you're chasing. But if you're chasing impact, if you're chasing just being the best version of you, I think the money comes with that success.
Yeah.
So if
for
you
sure.
measure your success by like the good you're doing and what you're building and building yourself, I think it's kind of a byproduct.
So you think I like that a lot. And I was just thinking another thing. So you can be successful, but do you think the money just multiplies the success, that feeling of success for you?
Okay, ask that again.
So like say you make you're doing a business, right, that you absolutely love and you cherish.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that would be a success for you, to have a business that you love and cherish?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so you have that business, you love and you cherish it. And let's say that business that you love and cherish brings in a lot of money. Do you feel like that money will multiply that feeling of success for you, even though you already had it, and will make it greater than it was?
Yes, but it depends on how I use that money.
Okay, how so?
So let's say I'm doing what I love and it's providing all the needs I'm able to give. And I get more money just because I'm doing it because I'm loving it and it's, it's my passion. If I choose to take that money and just to keep it in my savings account, well, my life doesn't really change. It'll just be, I don't know, because money, it's almost like a scoreboard in a way because it's numbers.
Oh, it really is.
All scoreboards, no, most are all numbers.
How hard are you willing to work?
And so I think I'll still be I'm still successful. Once I can provide all my needs and I can help other people and I'm doing what I love, I am successful. When more money comes in, to me, that just means I can live more of an abundant life. I can give more abundantly. I can, eat higher quality food. I can, do whatever.
Do you think you'll be more satisfied with that more money that comes in?
I think there will be a sense of confidence, of pride.
Yeah,
I'm doing way better than average.
Yeah, so that's like what I'm saying.
Comparison,
you'll have that feeling of success because you're doing something you love, but then the money comes and it just adds to it and makes it even greater.
Yeah,
like the feeling of success. And I think maybe that's what it is. And it's just me thinking about it, but like I agree. Like I've never thought about it like that, but like money is a scoreboard. How hard are you willing to work, and what are you willing to do to go get it?
Yeah.
And it shows off, like the numbers add up. And so maybe that's what I want to strive for. Doing something that I love, having enough money to get by, but making an abundance that will just make me feel even better to be able to go out and do more with it.
Yeah.
Rather than just sitting in my savings account chilling.
Right. And it really is a scoreboard. I don't know if it's a good one though. I don't think it is. Because everyone looks at the scoreboard, they look at their score and then they look at the opponent's score or other people's score. And when you measure your success based off how successful someone else is, I think how satisfied you are and your overall happiness will go down.
But if your only opponent is yourself,
that's when I think you're successful. Yep. Yeah.
So if you can look at, if I'm competing against 2018 Adam compared to 2022 Adam, I'm winning.
Yeah, you're successful.
But if I'm losing against myself 2 years ago, I'll be struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's you versus you. And I think that's a really good definition of success is, are you better today than you were yesterday? Are you better this year than you were last year? If not, the score hasn't changed. Well, I think things get better, they get worse. Not a lot of things stay in the exact state they are.
That's true.
Constantly.
I don't think anything does.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Everything stagnant, like water, when it goes stagnant, doesn't stay clear and nice. It's nasty. Things grow in it. Bugs get attracted to it. Mosquitoes, yummy, right?
Yeah, yummy.
But when it's flowing, it stays clear. It stays beautiful.
Not to bring in scripture or nothing, but there's a verse. I can't remember where it's at, but it just goes, "How long can rolling waters remain impure?" And then it relates it to our life. But it's like you're saying, if you're rolling waters or if you're a flowing river, how long will that river remain impure? Because the more you go, the more it flows, those imperfections leave it. And then it becomes a clean river. But if it's just sitting still and chilling, like you said, it's going to get nasty.
Yeah. It's constantly be moving. I really like that definition of success. It's just being better than you were before.
So does money equal success?
Are you making more money now? So going back, there's different areas of life. So there's mind, body, money, and people.
Uh-huh.
So in money, if you're successful with money, to me, that's are you investing more this year than you were last year? Do you have a bigger savings account than you did last year? Is your flow of money increased or decreased? Because there's always inflation. You're either spending more or you're not. A lot that doesn't really stay the same because the value of your money goes down every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're stagnant and not investing, you're not doing the things that keep your money valuable, then yeah,
You become impure.
right. So money does. So that's how you measure money with like success and money is are you at a better level? You're at a higher financial level than you were last year? Is there a greater flow moving through you? Because when you and some people may be listening to this and thinking, oh, that's not success at all. Like it's just you just have your money, you're good. It's like, to me, success, you go back to those 4 areas, mind, body, money, and people. When I have more money, I can give to more people. I can make other people's lives better. Those people that are only making a little bit a year that makes it really hard for them to progress, I can give abundantly to those people, and then they can hit success, and then they can pay it forward to more people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how money is. It's not bringing scripture back. I think the scriptures are dope.
Me too.
But there's one that says like, and everyone misquotes it, but it's, money is the root of all evil. And that's what people think it says, or it's a lot of times it's quoted, but it's the love of money is the root of all evil. So if anything you do is solely just to get money, not to get money, but is because you love money and you want to have just riches and that's all you're after, do you know people that just are like have money and they just show off their cars and they're just like, look at me, look how great I am.
Yeah.
You know those people?
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing drives me more crazy when people are just showing off what they got, how much money they have, how beautiful they look. I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you doing anything else with your life? Or is it just all about the money and the fame and being famous on social media? Like, do something good with it. And maybe they are, that's me judging right now. Maybe they're given a lot and I just have no idea.
But there are people like that. Like,
yeah, where it's all about the money.
mm-hmm.
It's not about how they're making it. It's not about what they're doing with the money. It's just, hey, I have a lot of money and I have nice cars. And I think, to me, that's not success. That's just, you just have a lot of money.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So does money equal success? Maybe after this discussion, I think no, but it really helps.
It really helps.
It really helps. And I agree with what you said. Like the world is ever changing. Like the value of the dollar is decreasing like every single day. You look at it now, gas prices are through the roof. But before that, it was happening. Like groceries are going up.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing me. But like, if the world is ever changing, then why aren't you changing?
Yeah.
Like you should be changing. Like that's the beauty of life, I think. Like life we're meant to change, be better than we were. Or maybe not even better, but different than what we were yesterday. Like that's so cool about life. It's different every day. And if we're just living our life, not changing in a changing world, we're going to fall off the wagon and fall short. And pretty soon we're going to be left behind and we're going to be stomped on and it's not going to be fun. So, change.
You need to maintain, you need to expand yourself, expand your money, expand who you are, your personality, your friends, like all of it. Because like that's the success is the expansion of yourself versus where you used to be. Shoot, there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Crap. Yeah.
Just not coming to you?
Not
gone?
coming.
Man,
Money, success. I don't know.
money, people, spirit, body, right?
Money, mind.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, mind, body, money, people.
Mind,
Those are like
body,
the
money.
4 areas. Everything you do falls in one of these areas. So you like mind, your confidence, your mental health,
Mm-hmm.
even like I think like your how spiritually connected you are. I think that falls under mind too. Body, how healthy is your body and how physically fit are you? Mind, body, money. Are you healthy financially? Do you have the money to where if something goes wrong in your life, like
Yeah.
let's say if you have a family,
Financially secure?
yeah,
Mhm.
do you have 3, 6, 12 months of income in the bank where if you know crap hits the fan, are you able to take care of them
Mhm.
for a certain amount of time, right? And then people, relationships, the people you love. I think it's relationships with you, your relationship with your higher power, God, your family, and then other people.
Yeah. So there are 4 pillars in this building.
I
And
think
if
so.
one pillar's gone, the building will stand, but it's hurting. You know, it will fall eventually. But if you keep all these 4 pillars up, it stands pretty sturdy.
Yeah. I kind of look at it as I like the pillars because really it is. It's like a table. And if you take out one of those areas, like if all your relationships are struggling, the table's going to fall. Like I don't know a lot of people who have no friends, who have who are, I don't know, just in shape.
You're looking right at him. I'm just kidding.
Oh my.
No friends.
But it's like every area flows in the next one. It's almost like 4 ponds that flow into each other just in a circle.
Mhm.
It's like if you are not financially healthy, it's going to bleed into the other areas. If your relationships are struggling, that takes some of your bandwidth, that takes who you are, and it's going to bleed into you financially because you can't invest as much time in that. That's something I hear from millionaires all the time on social media. It's like, man, get your relationships right with your family, your significant other, and treat people right because that flows into the money, which flows into how you think, how you feel about yourself, and then that they don't flow into. It's just kind of a never ending thing, but every area of your life I think flows into the next one and affects it. If you're in a relationship and it is stressful, if it's strained in any way, that's gonna, I think, affect your performance in the gym, at work. It's gonna affect you mentally. One relationship can change everything. So, mind, body, money, people.
I agree. So does money equal success? No, but yes.
No, but yes.
It's in the middle. So
I think define what success is for you.
yeah.
And what success is today might not be what success is next year for
Right.
you.
Yeah, we were just talking about how prior to starting, I think, we were just like, sometimes we were discussing that sometimes you can have a goal, you can have a plan, but then halfway, a quarter, whatever, to getting to that goal and doing that plan, that goal and plan might change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's totally okay. Like, if you're doing something that you think you love, but then you realize you don't love it, it's okay to change it and to change that goal. And the cool part is you don't have to answer to anybody of why you're changing it. That's between you and you alone.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. Like once I realized that, like my life is determined by me. And I don't have to tell anybody why. As long as I know why, that's good enough.
Yeah. 100%. You're never really locked in. Like I was telling Adam this on Sunday that like I have my business I'm running
Oh yeah.
and I'm kind of like, feeling like it's time for something else. And that's probably what's going to happen in the next little while. I'm going to totally shift gears. And, a year ago this time, I was like, man, I'm going to take this business to, $1 million a year. And I still could. And who knows, maybe I still will. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, I'm still going to do that. But I've kind of decided that, you know what, I'm going to move towards something else.
Yeah. It's like I did the same thing with working jobs. Like, I was working at the prison, and I was like, I want to be a firefighter. And my plan was to be a firefighter now.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about it today. Like, it was now I was supposed to start. But then I did an interview. I got accepted. They gave me an offer. And I just was like, I realized that's not what I want to do. So I changed it. And my goal and my plan changed completely. And I'm doing something completely different. And, you know, I was worried that other people were going to say, well, I thought that's what you wanted to do, was to be a fireman. And I was like, oh, like, and, you know, it stressed me out. But then I realized that was my decision. And I don't have to answer to anybody. And I'm a lot happier.
Yeah. And I think that's where happiness comes from, is being authentic to and being real with who you are and actually living that.
Yeah.
It's depressing when you're doing something and you know you don't want to do it. You're in a spot you know you don't want to be.
Oh, man.
I think it's
haven't
depressing.
we all been there?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily, to me, depressing knowing I want to be somewhere else. It's depressing when I don't feel like I got the balls to actually take the action and take the risk.
Isn't that the worst feeling?
And do something that everyone else says is dumb, that is crazy, that like makes no sense to anybody but
you. And then you let their attitudes and opinions shape your life.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling.
And that's when you aren't happy, and that's when you are not successful, is when you're not doing, I think, what you authentically, truly want to do, because you want to do it, not because the world says you want to do it. Like, if you're not into cars and you buy a nice car just because you just have money and you're like, oh, I guess this is what people buy.
Yeah,
like,
don't do it.
That's not what you don't, that's, you don't care about that. Why are you putting your money there?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
I think this has been a nice little shorter episode, and I like it.
About sums it up.
Yeah.
We talked about money and money.
Mind, body, money, people. Find success in all those areas. And I think that's when you can put a title on, like, you're successful. And as long as you're constantly growing that. 4 areas. Okay, well, thanks for listening to another episode of Next Success. We are on all the platforms, basically. So we would love reviews because it helps people find it. 5-star review. That would be amazing. You can find us on Instagram, Adam Bastian, Skylar Beitendorp. Look us up. And
we've had a lot of people reach out to us individually and collectively about just how much they love this. And it makes me feel super good because it makes me realize that, like, yeah, this is something important and something that is adding value to other people's lives. So we really appreciated everyone that's reached out to us.
Yeah. We love to hear it. If you're listening to this,
every single time it happens, we always get together and we're like, someone, and then we'll show each other the messages and we're just like, yo, that's so sweet. Like,
and it keeps us going. That's to me, that's like,
it's the driving.
It's the success. That's like what makes a podcast successful to me. One, that it grows us, but 2, that it's helping other people. That's like, if this is helping other people, that's like the highest form of success.
Oh yeah, that's the batter of the cake, man. That's just everything.
So let us know if it's helping you. Share it with other people that you think could get something out of it.
Yeah,
because it will drive us to keep doing this for longer and to do more. So, okay, well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening.